Wow, way to throw off my groove. Good evening. Good evening, my darling batlings. I hope you had a good day. I've had a mildly stressful day just because of some issues getting some groceries in because, you know, the person at the checkout counter didn't do a good job packing them. So basically, my glass-bottled Coca-Cola fell out of the bag and broke on the driveway, and I had to clean that up.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Hi, Psionic Hex. But yeah, I'm joined tonight by JKR and Miles Above.
Who are you? How did I get here? Where is this place?
Shut up, Tails.
Yeah, I needed, I thought about streaming last night, but I was like, I need a day off to recover from the brain damage that was caused by the Patrick Star game. Which is now my new gold standard of Kusoge license games.
Oh my gosh.
And I will be returning to it at some point in the future. It was too much fun. So, gun-only challenge run when? This is Devil May Cry 3, not Devil May Cry 2. Never.
Yeah. You know, Tuesday, Tuesday came around and I was just like, or was it, no, wait, yeah.
It was Tuesday.
Thursday came around. No, I was thinking about yesterday. I didn't sleep well. I only got like a few hours sleep. But yeah, so like I took my quiz yesterday and unfortunately did not do as well as I thought I did.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Not respawning.
And I mean it was like a 58 something percent, so not a passing grade, but I think I'm still on the road to passing this class with a considerably high grade. So
what is it, Psionic Hex? I see you calling my name in chat. What is it? The fuck do you want?
What is it?
While I wait for him to respond, we're gonna swap on over here.
Yay.
My name is John Dacre.
Oh, thank you for the bits for John Dacre.
Lord is risen today.
Alleluia. Sons of men and angels say, Alleluia. It's your voice in triumph's voice. Alleluia. Some voice and when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. What? Samori. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling, ting-a-ling, as a bell bing, Mori. Chickadee say, Samori. Scrum scream, Mr. Moray. Shines that you're involved when you know that you feel some more. Smee, but you see back in old Napoli, that's amore.
I feel so bad for John for having to sing at that pace when he was not expecting it.
Yeah, it turns out that the piano accompaniment, like the pianist for that church program, did that to everyone. She was just shit at starting them off and giving them, like, good intros.
Pretty much.
Hey, Husk, how you doing? We're playing some Devil May Cry 3 tonight. Danganronpa is returning to the lineup next week.
And Ari, you know what question I'm going to ask you? When's the game that I gifted you going to be played?
It will be played probably sometime next week. I haven't worked out the schedule entirely yet.
Good. Let me know when. I wish to watch you play it.
Yes, I am aware.
Here's a question for you, Ari. Just out of curiosity's sake, if you were to have like a live action series done, featuring your character of, Lord Arikado, who do you think would actually be the perfect fit to play live action? If you couldn't do it yourself, I mean.
God, you're asking me when I'm like not familiar with modern Hollywood actors, dude.
That is fair. That's fair.
Part of me wants to say Timothée Chalamet. I don't know why. I'm not familiar with any of his work. I've never seen anything he's in, but that's just the first name that came to my head. Another part of me wants to say Tom Holland. Just for the dorkiness.
I almost can see like Tom Hiddleston, honestly, as in Loki.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Tom Hiddleston. I feel like it depends on whether we're going lore accurate Arikado or like on stream Arikado.
Yeah.
Because like lore accurate Arikado is a very different character from how I am on stream.
Right, we know. Hello, lady.
Yes, hello, lady. Also, I love that thanks to the HD remaster, I'm able to tell which cutscenes are pre-rendered and which ones are in-engine. Also, let me know if the audio on the call is too loud. The game audio, I mean.
Just fine to me.
Okay.
Game audio is fine.
This is one of my favorite. This is one of my favorite scenes of hers.
I love how she just like does a flip and sits down on the scythe while it's like jammed into the wall.
Yes, she's so sassy.
I think that's why I like her so much.
You know, other than me not being okay for Nico from Devil May Cry 5, I've also started to appreciate Kyrie from Devil May Cry 4. Mostly because, like, I actually bothered to read some of the, like, character profiles in Devil May Cry 5's gallery, and it explains, like, what she did in between Devil May Cry 4 and 5. And basically, continuing off of, the entire city of Fortuna being more or less destroyed, and that entire Spartaist religion being reduced to nothing, she opened up an orphanage.
Another stupid idea I had, Ari, for the female model
For Maxine.
Who I would probably, I don't know why this one just keeps coming up in my head, for who I would pick to be the person to play Maxine.
Ew.
IRL.
I'm afraid.
Scarlett Johansson.
I could kind of see that. I've got to remember some Hollywood actress names that, like, I had some in mind. I'm just trying to remember their names. The main thing is, like, trying to have the ridiculous proportions for Maxine.
Yeah.
Like, not necessarily being, like, mega stacked like the Maxine model is, because, like, a gag is that she keeps getting incrementally bigger.
Yeah.
Like, that's unrealistic proportional design. I don't expect, like, any IRL adherence to that. But, like...
Yeah, no.
It's a difficult thing, like trying to cast a game-accurate Lara Croft or a live-action, Dead or Alive character.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so the trial here is basically, like, it gives you the riddle of, like, what walks on 3 legs, then 2 legs, what walks on 4 legs, then 2 legs, then 3. And the answer to that is, like, you have to go through the doors with the corresponding number of lights. Maxine's attributes are equivalent of the sheriff's hat in Scary Movie. You know, I've never seen the first Scary Movie. I've only seen Scary Movie 3 and Scary Movie 4.
I used to have a copy of Scary Movie 3, but I don't know whatever happened to it.
Scary Movie 3 was the first one I saw, and it was because my dad rented it for me and a couple of my cousins to watch while my older cousin was babysitting me and his younger sister.
What's funny is I didn't actually own the copy myself. My parents owned it. Because it was just something my dad picked up at Blockbuster while they were doing one of their going out of business sales.
To give you an idea of how little of an understanding of like age-appropriate media my dad had, you want to know what movie he rented for me to watch when I was like 13 years old and we were traveling out of state for something. I think it was when we were going to Philadelphia for my cousin's for like my third cousin's wedding. He was like, "Oh, you can watch this. It's funny, and it's American Wedding. You know, the third American Pie movie."
Oh my gosh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
And it was the uncensored, like the uncut, unrated version.
Oh no.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my god.
The old boy really did it that time.
Yeah. You know, we're traveling to go to Philadelphia for a wedding, and at the time he had a car with a DVD player and screens built into it.
Those are fun cars.
So like I'm in the back seat watching a scene of like, you know, strippers at a bachelor party getting their boobas out.
That must have been awkward.
Nah, because I was the only one in the back seat because my sister hadn't been born yet.
No, I mean for you to kind of be like, what the hell is going on?
Nah, it wasn't awkward. It was like, it was interesting. Let's say that.
Speaking of which, Ari, did you appreciate what I said to you?
Yes,
earlier?
I appreciated the Tifa animation. You know, I appreciate almost anything with Tifa.
I figured.
Who doesn't?
It's just like like I said, you struck me as the kind of person who enjoys the booba.
Gee, I wonder what made you think that.
I don't know. Just something about it made me think, oh yeah, or he would enjoy the booba. He strikes me as the kind of guy who would.
Can you not beat the guys up when you have to like?
You have to light up the wheels, both of them, to lower the auras that's around them. That's making them super strong.
Gotcha.
Like, technically, this puzzle is optional. You only have to complete 2 of the 3 puzzles. But if you complete all 3, you get a weapon.
That makes sense.
And I'm also, like, I haven't played Devil May Cry 3 in a bit. So I'm, like, forgetting to use my... I've been trying to focus on getting good at Royal Guard. Because Royal Guard is a really broken ability for Dante in most games that feature the styles. And I'm trying to get, like, good at the timing for Royal Guard. And I keep forgetting to use it. Because I'm not used to playing so defensively.
Yeah, I get it. What stinks is those guys are guarding that wheel like their life depends on it, which it technically does.
It does.
So I mean, you're having trouble getting them to.
The trick is to, like, go back and forth between the 2 wheels. So you, like, lure them away from the one that they're currently guarding. My bad, it's from Scary Movie 3. God, I can't remember much of Scary Movie 3 apart from, like, major plot beats. And, like, the bit where the guy is, Oh. Probably should have healed there.
Uh-oh.
It's okay, this game includes continue options. But yeah.
Dead, no big surprise.
You sent me a picture of my DMs. I'll check it after stream. But yeah, like one of the bits that sticks in my head from Scary Movie 3, from what I can remember of, is like the guy doing like the 8 Mile rap battle, you know, because like that part of the story was parodying 8 Mile. Like he puts up the hood on his hoodie and it looks like a Klan hood. So like he gets like thrown out.
I grew up watching Scary Movie, like the first one, second one, and the third one. I think everyone after that in that type of style, like Scary Movie 2, I don't know why I used to like that one the most.
I mean, there's a reason why Scary Movie 2 is like so much weaker than Scary Movie 1, even though it was the last one to have the Wayans brothers involved. And that's because like Scary Movie 1 was an unprecedented success, and the studio, I think I want to say Lionsgate, because it's usually Lionsgate doing this stuff, but the answer is probably New Line. I don't know. I don't know which studio released Scary Movie, but the studio was like, we want you to make a sequel to Scary Movie and have it written, shot, and edited within 9 months.
That's not a lot of time.
Yeah, boy.
That's not a lot of time to make any movie. So the writing's a lot weaker in that one because they didn't have time to, you know, go through multiple drafts. So they just kind of stuck with what they had.
Yeah, I got it.
And then the reason Scary Movie 3 onwards are like so tonally different from Scary Movie 1 and 2 is because, you know, the Wayans brothers weren't involved anymore. It was handed over to one of the Zucker brothers, I think. One of the Zucker brothers, famous for Zucker, Abrams, and Zucker, for making movies like Naked Gun and Airplane and Kentucky Fried Movie.
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to remember, was Scary Movie 2 the one where they kind of went through like the ghost?
I think so. Yeah, it was, because they're staying in like the haunted house.
Yeah, I don't know why I like that one the most.
Scary Movie 3 was the one that mashed up Signs and what's it called? The Ring.
Was it The Ring?
It was The Ring.
Yeah, and Scary Movie 4 was the one that mashed up Saw,
The Alien.
War of the Worlds, and The Grudge.
Mm-hmm. I almost thought Husky said
The distributor for
Miramax.
Scary Movie is Miramax. Thank you. Thank you. I was going to
Said Miramax.
I was going to bug myself with that for not remembering. I knew it started with like an N or an M. And the reason I wanted to say Lionsgate is because Lionsgate puts out so much objective trash that like it wouldn't surprise me if it was Lionsgate.
I don't be surprised either.
Miramax and Dimension Films. Yeah, they usually pair it up for a lot of stuff. I wouldn't be, like, I don't know too much about, like, specific Hollywood film studios other than the fact that New Line was made specifically for distributing the Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this cutscene I can tell is in engine, whereas the opening cutscene with Lady was pre-rendered.
Well, well.
I can tell because the pre-rendered cutscenes are a lot more grainy, and they didn't anti-alias them, so you see a lot of those jagged edges on the character models. Which you wouldn't be able to tell the difference on an original PS2 copy on a CRT TV. That's why they would do stuff like that. It saves, it's more efficient and allows you to do a lot more with the models without adhering to engine limitations.
My darling daughter.
So, Lady's father, I understand very little about.
They don't go too
father.
much into him. Arkham is his name. Basically, like, he's in pursuit of, the power of Sparta for himself.
Yeah.
And we're using Virgil as, like, a way to get to, Sparta's sword, which contains his demonic power. And in order to gain some demonic power for himself, he killed and sacrificed Lady's mother. Which is why she's after him.
I see.
And why she has such a hate boner for demons.
I getcha.
Like, she herself is 100% human. Her father, like, sacrificed her mother in order to gain demonic power.
Let me go.
Let you go.
I see.
Like, the reason Lady's so cool is that she's this good at fighting demons despite being a normal human.
Hmm.
What is that?
Here I am trying to help.
You know, it's funny how, like, this is funny. I had never even heard of Lady before I saw your review of DMC 4.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, let me guess. You fell in love with her as soon as you saw that intro of her just camera focused on her boobs.
not even that, but like just seeing her overall design. At first I saw the boobs, like, ooh, hello. But then when I saw her overall design, I was like, okay, I love this character. I love the way she looks.
Yeah, Devil May Cry 3 is the game that introduced her, and the one that really fleshes out her character. Hey, Furret.
Somebody order a ferret.
We have a rodent infestation. Shall I terminate?
Nah, not yet.
Who ordered the ferret?
Nobody.
I got one order for a ferret here.
Is this
Yeah,
the
nobody
Krusty
ordered that.
Krab?
No, this is Patrick. Alright, that joke kind of went dead.
It died a while back.
All right, you haven't missed
Yeah, we did
much.
that
We've only been playing for about like 20, 30 minutes. Not even 30
Nice.
minutes, because we had the 10-minute countdown. So we've completed We've completed one stage already, which was a pretty short one.
Yes, I am a ferret.
Did you find anything of interest today?
Not really. It wasn't so much.
well.
It was advertised as like a nerd fest, but there was like barely anything nerdy there. It was mostly like local Oklahoma foods and stuff.
Oh,
So lame fest. Gotcha.
Yeah.
More of a food fest than a nerd fest. Gotcha.
did you at
Yes.
least get some food?
That is the joke that Miles made.
Did you at least get some? Did you at least get some food?
Yeah, I have some Wendy's with me right now.
Ferret
When-
didn't even get food from the actual food.
Wendy's
place.
nuts?
Wendy's nuts hit
Well,
your
be-
face.
To be fair, the only half decent place to eat at this festival was a Chick-fil-A, and I ain't giving Chick-fil-A my money.
Fair enough.
Good. Also, to answer your question from the chat earlier that I did not see until just now, the answer is yes.
Ah, good. The answer to the question that I asked earlier. Yes, that question.
Yes.
For its question.
No idea what
Good to know that it's a yes. Okay, got you. Yeah, they had a booth out there. Extra Life.
nice. Nice.
I got a card, so maybe I'll sign up with them. I don't know.
Yeah, always good. Yeah, I mean, you just won't be part of the Chicago Guild, but you're always for the Game Genies, you're always, from what I understand, you're going to be an honorary member. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Kind of mad my leg brace has not shown up yet.
Goodly.
Have you tried Have you tried bitching and moaning about it?
Yes, it has not worked at all.
Have you
Good,
tried not
because-
having a leg?
I need my
I
leg.
can remedy that for you.
I need my leg, sir.
For it, used cut.
Not very effective. But nah, hopefully this thing will eventually stop being a pain, but for now I just have to live with it. Ooh, glowy circle that shoots you up in there. Okay.
Yep. That is a thing that we unlocked a few, like, stage, I want to say, like, stage 3 or 4. Is these little bouncy pads.
Kind of reminds me of warp panels from Adventure. I don't know why.
From Adventure?
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
Adventure. The Atari 2600 game?
No. Wow, I didn't even finish my sentence. Sonic Adventure.
Oh, Sonic Adventure.
Here, I thought he just.
And they're not warp panels, they're jump panels. Remember, jump on panel number 1. It will take you to panels numbers 2 and 3. Remember to jump as soon as you land, or else you'll fall off. I've played through Sonic Adventure 1 so goddamn many times that I've memorized that.
What game was it that you were speaking as Hunter from freaking
That was, yeah, I'm trying to... He means what game was it where, I was, like, speaking as Hunter from Spyro 2 for, like, tutorial dialogue. Oh, yeah, that was Danganronpa.
Oh yeah.
You gotta make sure you're still doing it when you go back to it.
Yeah, of course. I've already started the gag. I have to commit to it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, who's gonna be the vocally annoying Spyro?
Okay, but Spyro and Tom Kenny's Spyro wasn't vocally annoying. That would be not even Carlos Alazraki's. I'd actually say Jess Harnell's Spyro is probably the most annoying in terms of voice.
Yeah,
But that's mostly because it's paired with the writing, trying to be like slapstick comedy when Spyro was never really that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that I can agree with.
Nasty Nork.
What about Nasty Nork? I'm going after him. That's Spyro 1 Spyro, whereas Jess Harnell's Spyro is like, you know, roll your eyes at everything that's going on because you're so meta aware of the fact that you're in a funny game. Except the jokes aren't funny.
Yeah, Spyro 1 made, like, that Spyro voice was just, like, annoying for me.
Well, no. This wasn't in Spyro 1. This was in Spyro A Hero's Tale.
Oh, no, Hero's Tale?
Yeah.
Oh, I never even played Hero's Tale.
I played a bit of A Hero's Tale. It's weird. It's more like Jak and Daxter than Spyro.
And then you had Elijah Wood Spyro, which was basically just Elijah Wood.
Yeah, we had Elijah Wood Spyro in the Legend of Spyro trilogy, which I've played most of the first game, and I've got ways of playing the second and third. Not a bad performance, it's just an ugly design and a weird way to do Spyro. Like, what? Yes, when I think of Spyro, I think of an epic journey that's 100% serious and has, like, no humor apart from Sparks being the only comic relief character, and part of his gag being the fact that he has a different voice actor in every game.
My God,
Like, in the first...
A lot of that had to do with David Spade did not want to commit.
And apparently Billy West didn't want to commit either, because by the third game, it's, why am I forgetting his name? Wayne Brady.
God.
He even references it, references the fact that he has had 3 voice actors up to this point, and none of them sound remotely like each other. Like, it's during the tutorial segment of the game, when you meet up with Sparks again, and it's like, they ask Sparks how he is because they've been sealed for a long time. And it's like, oh, I'm fine. Just hanging out. Voice keeps changing.
Going through
The funny
Dragonflight.
part is, I could almost see that as something Wayne Brady just fucking made up on the spot.
It probably was. It's Wayne Brady after all.
Comedy from Wayne Brady is definitely.
Does that mean that Spyro is going to... Does that mean that Sparks is going to choke a bitch?
Maybe.
Is Sparks gonna have to choke a hoe? I
thought you
think
said
Sparks.
choke a bow. I was about to be like, what the hell?
I think Sparks is gonna have to choke a hoe. Or no, it's slap a hoe. It's slap a hoe, not.
No, it was choke. It was, is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Ah.
It's one of the few Chappelle Show things that I've seen, along with the thing about Rick James.
Oh shit.
Honestly, hands down, the best thing Dave Chappelle did was the whole thing about Prince showing up to play basketball.
Yes.
If they ever do a biopic of Prince, they need to get Dave Chappelle out of whatever the fuck he's in.
Grifting towards transphobic conservatives and shitty like fake feminists, basically. So they need to get him to act. They need to get him to actually be funny.
Yeah.
Instead of giving all these moralizing monologues disguised as comedy specials.
Make sure you heal, Ari.
Fair enough.
Well, I don't have Devil Trigger unlocked yet, so it's a little bit tricky.
Yeah.
This is Devil May Cry 3, as I've mentioned before, it's a weird game to progress through, because unlike the other games, you don't start out with Devil Trigger. You don't get it until, like, 8 or 9 stages in. It's after your first fight with Virgil that you unlock Devil Trigger.
As weird as it is to say, thinking about it now, I actually think he'd be a bit too old to play Prince now.
Yeah, he would be.
If they'd have done it back in the day, hell yeah, he would have been perfect, but...
Yeah, but he was, like,
else.
He was, basically, like, out of the public spotlight back then, because he couldn't handle the fame.
Yeah.
Hey, Kier. I hope you didn't suffer too much brain damage from the Patrick Star game. I
just wish I could have been there for that.
I was not only, you know, in recovery mode from the Patrick Star game yesterday, I was kicking myself for not making some obvious jokes that I could have made, given that it's a Patrick game. With one of them being, like, the fact that one of the mechanics is just grabbing onto stuff and, like, hanging onto them for dear life. I very easily could have thrown in a firmly grasp it!
To be fair, it's my understanding that game does a good job of making fun of itself.
Yeah, it really does. They have an Oblivion reference in one of the NPC dialogues that pops up like every 5 minutes. So just like Oblivion, to my understanding. Which is, one of the NPC voices you can hear will say, "I saw a nematode the other day. Horrible creatures."
Oh, God. I'm trying to think what reference to Oblivion that might be. That feels
It's
more like Skyrim thing.
it's a reference to an NPC dialogue in Oblivion that says, "I saw a mud crab the other day. Horrible creatures."
Ah. Speaking of the Oblivion remastered, man, whoever was in charge of directing that better get a raise.
It wasn't Todd Howard this time because he's no longer in any directorial positions for games. He's more of a spokesman.
The fact that they brought back one of the most famous bloopers of all time, and not only did they not cut the blooper, they actually animated it. And that's why one of the NPCs at one point flubs her line, and then says, the actress actually said, "Hold on, let me try that again," and then says the whole line over again. Somehow that got left in the original, and they brought it back in this and actually animated the NPC saying "Hold on, let me try that again." Fucking brilliant, man. Like, god damn it, give these guys a raise.
Knowing Bethesda, they'll probably lay them off.
If anything, put them in charge of, like, everything Fallout and...
if anything, just put them in charge of Bethesda. They clearly know better.
Right?
Because this is, like, outside of, you know, paid critical reviews where it's like, oh, of course we're going to give this a high score because otherwise we don't get preview access. It's like the first Bethesda developed and published game in console generations entirely to be universally loved outside of the purists that just hate it because it looks different.
I said the hilarious part is that, yeah, it's got glitches, but that's part of the fucking charm of the game. A lot of them are the same glitches Oblivion had.
Yeah, because it's still Oblivion. It's just a graphical overhaul for it. It's still like the same original game at its core.
Yep.
Which honestly, it would be like at this point, for Elder Scrolls games in particular, releasing versions that don't have glitches would be ruining the experience. As far as, like, remastering the old games goes. New games going forward, yes, you should focus on them not being broken pieces of shit at launch. Especially if you're going to be charging $70-80 for them now.
Yeah. To be fair, though, when I very first booted it up, I half expected to wake up on a cart and being told, "Hey, you're finally awake."
Hey, yeah, it turns out it's actually just another way to release Skyrim.
You were trying to cross the border, right?
I'm still proud of the fact that I've never owned or played a version of Skyrim. Which, like, at this point, with how many times Skyrim has been re-released on every conceivable platform, including releasing to the same platforms multiple times, just with minor alterations to them, I'm like, it's like, it should be like Minesweeper at this point, where it's just included with Windows.
You get a free copy of it with every console you buy.
You get a free like, with every new PC you buy, you get a free copy of Skyrim as one of the pre-installed programs.
If that game so much as touches my PC, I will kill you. The old Peter Griffin joke.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, I don't hate Skyrim. I want to make, that clear.
I don't hate Skyrim either. I just think it's ridiculous how they keep selling the same game over and over and over for almost 20 years now.
Yeah, and it's not even the best Elder Scrolls game by any means.
Yeah, to my understanding, that's Morrowind.
Yep, Morrowind and Oblivion. I have more fond memories of Oblivion than I do Morrowind, though. So, my opinion might be a little biased on that. I remember losing my shit when they said that they were re-releasing Skyrim for, like, the anniversary edition, and the big caveat on it was that they included fishing.
Oh my gosh.
And it was like, so you're telling me that I can get the regular edition of Skyrim right now for like $30, I think it was, because it was like on sale or some shit. Like $30. Not a big deal. Or I could pay $20 more and I get to fish.
What's even better is how the anniversary edition works on the Switch version of Skyrim, because you can either buy it standalone for $70, which makes it one of the only Switch games to be $70.
Yep.
Or you can get it as a $10 upgrade if you have Skyrim already on Switch. But the caveat is, if you get the Anniversary Edition on Switch, it runs worse.
Wait, what?
Yep.
So you're paying to get a version of Skyrim that runs worse.
Yep.
The heck?
And not even in a hilarious ha ha hee hee ho ho look at the funny game.
Not in like a Mortal Kombat 1 for Nintendo Switch way, where it's like roll up, look at the freak. It's like, this is depressing that this game's having trouble running on the Switch.
Or like Fortnite, where you could, like, early Fortnite, when it first came out on the Switch, where you could laugh at how ridiculous the characters looked when you tried to play it on a TV.
Are we
Because
talking, like, Sonic 06 level of bad?
No, not in terms of like glitches, in terms of performance. Like low, like extremely low and choppy frame rates.
Oh boy.
JKR said he's getting tired and he's gonna lurk until he dozes off. Fair enough. Have a good day. Have a good night, JKR, and enjoy the lurking.
Yes, have a good night, man. Sorry we didn't really get to talk much.
Also, one thing I do have to credit Bethesda for is that they give away the original Elder Scrolls and Daggerfall for free, because they know that they're not really worth charging for in the modern age.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And it's not just like, oh, it's like running in DOSBox or something. No, they ported it to Unity so it runs natively on modern Windows.
Yep. The sad part is the original Elder Scrolls really isn't even that good.
Yeah, because to my understanding, it was supposed to be, it's called the Elder Scrolls Arena because it was supposed to be like focused on arena fights. But like it ended up not becoming that. And it's like kind of a mess because they didn't quite know what they were making.
Yep. And a lot of people get it and they think, oh, I could probably make any race, right? Well, no, you can't. Because Khajiit and the Argonian didn't exist back then.
Yeah, it's it's the first Elder Scrolls, so of course it's not going to have like all the stuff that you would expect from modern Elder Scrolls, but it's still missing a lot of stuff that you would expect to be like in any Elder Scrolls game.
Right. I said the Khajiit very first appeared in, I think it was Daggerfall, and they weren't even a cat race. They were just a race of like humanoids who had cat-like features. It was very fucking weird.
Elder Scrolls in general is weird when you think about it.
Kind of is.
I need to, there's a if I can find the original seller of it, there's a Morrowind, I think it's Morrowind, it might be Oblivion, themed shirt about the Khajiit that I need to get for you for it.
I would love that. Khajiit's my favorite race.
Like, it's a Khajiit, I think it's like Morrowind Khajiit, but I might be wrong because I don't really know Elder Scrolls stuff. And it's like it's got a Khajiit model on there, and then it's got text that says, "Dang, Noah, this skooma really cuts the mustard."
Microphone gets so much laughter it just cuts out for a minute.
Yeah, you were laughing so hard that Discord had a conniption.
Yeah, it does that to me.
But yeah, you think you would like that shirt?
Oh yeah, that would be funny.
I figured you would get the joke more than I do.
I'm still trying to work on if we ever actually, like, hypothetically started doing, like, merchandise for your show.
Yeah.
What the various shirts we would have would be.
Yeah, I've thought about and gotten some approval from the people that said them, making some shirts of like things that have been said on stream or like notable chat moments. But the main thing is like I would, brainstorming interesting designs for them instead of just having text.
Right.
And that's where my channel artist comes in.
Nice.
But I'd never had her design merch before, and I don't know if that's too daunting for her or not.
Yeah.
I kind of wish that we could do the one where like we were playing Devil May Cry was at 5, and I said the Will Smith mod one.
Yeah.
That one's not good, but maybe the Screaming Goats one would be funny.
It's a couple of mine. Miles, since you weren't really around when we made this joke, there's like a running joke with me that every time a cute girl shows up in something, I'm not okay for her.
Oh my god.
So one of the shirt designs I had was it has all the different waifus that I've had since we started doing this.
It's like they're all crossed out, and the current one says Arzette.
How about a kiss from this?
Arzette, but she's got little hearts around her.
By the way, Furret, does Virgil's voice sound familiar to you? Let's hear him speak. If he does. That is Dan Southworth, the Quantum Ranger from Time Force.
Oh, nice. Having never watched Time Force, no, he does not sound familiar.
Oh, okay. Basically, this game starts a trend of descendants of Sparta, Dante's relatives, including Dante himself, being voiced by Power Rangers actors.
Nice. I said I kind of teetered out of Power Rangers shortly after Lost Galaxy. Kind of lost its, like, story.
Okay, Time Force is actually really damn good.
It is.
I think I have Time Force because I have a bunch of the old seasons like on bootlegs and stuff. I might have Time Force. I don't remember. I'd have to go look, and I don't know where they are. I have a lot of shit. Like a lot of movies and DVDs. You could actually probably like ask me, hey, do you have a copy of this? And my answer would be very likely.
I've got a bootleg. I've got a bootleg of Digimon Frontier, which is where I got the footage for Digimon Frontier.
Nice.
Or some of the footage. A lot of it I used the Japanese box, like a pirated download of the Japanese series, because there was no official release of the Japanese version of any Digimon series outside Japan at that point.
Right.
But like for scenes where the gag relied on English text, I would use footage from that bootleg set I had.
Nice.
And I didn't even know it was a bootleg when I bought it, because it didn't say it was a bootleg, but also that there wasn't an official box set of the series at the time, so that's why I bought it.
Right.
And they're probably getting ready to put out they're gonna put out a like Blu-ray box set of it at some point, because Shout Factory, Discotech has been putting out Blu-ray box sets of Digimon stuff, starting with the original series and then finally putting out the Japanese version in English for the first time. Well, with English subtitles for the first time. They're doing 02, then there'll probably be Tamers, then Frontier.
Nice.
Might controls.
But yeah, Dante starting from Devil May Cry 3 is voiced by Ruben Langdon, who have you ever played Street Fighter 4 or Street Fighter 5?
Very likely in my time I have.
He plays, I think, Ken.
Ah, nice.
But he's also a stuntman for Power Rangers and Super Sentai.
Nice.
And one of my favorite things he's been in is he was in some Japanese Mentos commercials that were really funny.
Oh, God.
And there we go, continuing the gag of Dante getting impaled with his own sword.
Do you finally have it?
Yes. Now the spell Sparta cast will be broken.
Man, I just cleaned this shirt. Oh, wait, I'm not wearing one.
Man, I just got my jacket dry cleaned.
I'll tell you what, that jacket is surprisingly resilient.
Yeah.
Has awakened as well.
God, the sound on that.
What's happening here?
We should leave. For the moment, we have all that we need.
Up, yep. He's waking up.
Yep, his devil trigger's been awakened. He just doesn't know it yet.
I mean, if I hadn't seen like some Devil May Cry, and just saw Rebellion just do a quick little flip like that, I would just be like, oh, this is just probably something small. But Rebellion's important.
Yeah, canonically, since Devil May Cry 3 is a prequel, this is the first time Dante's ever used Devil Trigger.
It's almost like Rebellion like, evolves before he gets Devil Trigger.
I mean, the Rebellion does kind of evolve. It's in its unsealed form now that Dante's true power has been unsealed. Prior to this, like, the little crossguard on it was folded up. But now that his power's been unleashed, the crossguard is extended.
I wonder if the Skyward Sword kind of took some sort of like joke from that, because it used to be the Master Sword before it became the Master Sword. The guard was kind of cut into it like that, and they came out.
I doubt it.
Yeah, you know, I can just hope to find excuses to find comparisons, but
Skyward Sword was literally created to give the Master Sword a personality.
And it was
failed at it miserably.
They gave it a personality, it's just a shit personality.
and it never gets to use it again after that one game.
Well, no, in Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah, Phi. Yeah, Phi is playable in both all versions of Hyrule Warriors.
I don't count that though.
Surprisingly, the one that came out recently, I forget the name of it. Age of Calamity.
Yeah.
Is actually canon to the Zeldaverse.
Yes, Hyrule Warriors isn't, Age of Calamity is. Even though it does kind of go into alternate history stuff to where it wouldn't end up being canon with how Breath of the Wild played out. The events that start out are canon.
Yeah. Ugh. But what was my brain saying?
And then the new Hyrule Warriors is going to also be canon.
Yeah. Phi does have a cameo in Tears of the Kingdom. It's the first time she's technically appeared since Skyward Sword, and it's so subtle you missed it if you're not paying attention.
Yeah, I missed it.
Yeah, it's at the very beginning of the game when they're in the tunnel and his sword starts glowing blue.
Oh,
That's Spy. And it's they actually play her theme for like half a second.
that makes sense.
They confirmed that in an interview that no, that was supposed to be Fi.
Makes sense now.
And they made the joke, we just made her slightly less annoying.
Dante just got 8.
Aww.
Supposed to be an eel.
No, it's the Leviathan.
Who's like an eel?
Well, that's the end of the game.
It's more of a
Dante
whale
dies.
than an eel.
Dante dies due to digestion.
Digestion. He got 8.
He was turned into into food.
He was made into eel poop.
It's more of a whale than an eel, but still.
A wheel. Let's call it a wheel. A whale eel. Boom.
A wheel eel.
A wheel.
A wheel eel.
A wheel.
Oh look, we're in the body.
Yep. Welcome to Lord Jabu Jabu's belly.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Oddly enough, I'm getting some Kingdom Hearts 1 vibes.
Monstro, yeah.
More disgusting. Like, more disgusting. Also a school bus.
Yep, there's a school bus in here and a pirate ship.
My dude, what have you been eating?
Eat everything but the kitchen sink. Now, if only
You
there's
what-
a kitchen
you know
sink
what?
right here for us.
You know what my headcanon is for this school bus?
Is it the magic school bus?
It's the magic school bus.
Oh no.
Miss Frizzle, what did you do?
She decided to take them on a field trip they'd never forget. And they never
Definitely
did
never
till
did.
the day they died. Arnold was right to feel bad about this trip.
I'll have to give myself a promotion.
Promotion denied. Even though I don't actually have that authority.
The correct answer to that, if you're going with lore-accurate Robotnik for that line, is promotion? What for? You should have brought me the Dream-a-Majig when you saw it. I'm demoting you to Scrub Monkey 3rd class. Now go and mop up the dungeon. And then Scratch and Grounder fall through the door that they were spying through. And then Robotnik utters the legendary line, "Snooping as usual, I see."
I just noticed what Kier said in the chat. That would be a fun shirt for an Argonian, indeed.
Yes. My question is, what the fuck is the biology of the Leviathan that, like, it has tusks inside its digestive tract? Also, there's a car, there's like a... What kind of car do you think that is? I was about to say, like, a Mustang, but, like, yeah, it's some sort of sedan.
Some form of police vehicle. But without the siren. Oh, speaking of, not really. Whenever we get to, like, the actual, like, Sierra games and my Sierra Saturdays,
Yeah?
I actually thought it might be fun to invite you and JKR in on them.
Absolutely,
And we-
dude.
Yeah, we fill in on the voices for most of them.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be up for that. If, you know,
yeah.
if it's not a day where I'm just, like, you know, sleep deprived.
Blah, yeah. But we tend to do them, like, every Saturday at 4 p.m. Central.
Okay, so that would be 5 for me.
Well, actually, every other Saturday. We're not doing it tomorrow because both JKR and I have separate free comic book day plans.
Okay.
Oh. Excuse me.
So, Furret, did you hear about the Evolution life-size plushes that they're doing?
Oh no! Don't bring that.
I absolutely did. And you know what I have to say to that?
Did you hear that?
Did you know?
Did you know
that?
Did you hear that Vaporeon is not the one that's being looted?
Oh God, I'm scared.
It's Jolteon, because for whatever reason, they made it dummy thick, and the way that it's stitched gives it a seam right down its crotchular region.
Oh God. I want one, but I ain't willing to pay no $500 for a giant ass plushie.
Like, I was talking to my buddy Nico Belmont about those earlier. He's the one who informed me of this. And he said, like, he wants some of them, but not all of them. Like, and I was like, why not get all of them? And he said, because Lulu, his fiance and friend of the channel and often frequent chat member, would, like, get all of them and, like, surround them around his bed and say, the council will decide your fate.
I will say, $50 for the Eevee one, though, isn't bad at all, and I'm actually kind of tempted on that one.
Why is Eevee only $50 when the others are $500?
With these small.
Is he that small?
Eevees are small, apparently.
I didn't know that.
I mean, that was the price I saw, like, a few days ago. I don't know, like, it could change.
Do you think it might be one of those things where it's like you put down a $50 deposit and then they charge you the rest?
God, I fucking hope not, because that means that it's a $500 deposit for the Evolutions.
Because usually the life-size plushies are always 500.
Yeah.
Like, regardless of size.
I'm gonna look at them right now.
Like, both the Gardevoir and, like, the Furret were 500.
I know! I never have the Furret!
So the Eevee is not part of that set. That's
Oh,
so that's why it's only 50. It's not life size.
Is 18.5 inches, while the other ones are 26 and 3/4.
Okay.
And these are called Poke Plush. This one's called Cozy Plush.
Okay, so it's not part of the life size set.
Yeah, exactly. That's why.
Weird. I could have sworn they said it was. But okay, I mean,
when I see.
I think the confusion comes from the fact that they were announced together, but they're not like actually part of the same set.
Yeah.
This Larvesta one.
Though, to be fair, though, Eevee is small. So, and it's small, spelled S-M-O-L.
Yes, it is small.
So it wouldn't shock me at all if they did do a life-size one if it was slightly cheaper.
Imagine Pokemon stuff being cheap.
I mean, to give you an example, if you've ever played if you ever play Let's Go Eevee, Eevee is small enough to like perch on a small child's shoulder and not cause back problems.
Speaking of Pokemon protagonists, fun fact: did you know that despite everyone most people believing that all the Pokemon protagonists you play as are 10 years old, almost none of them are. Even back as far as Generation 1, it was stated in the manual that both Red and Blue were 11 years old.
Yep.
And one of the only ones with a canonically stated, like an officially stated age that is 10 years old is Wally from I think Ruby and Sapphire, right?
Yep, and in Pokemon Arceus, the character is 17.
Stayed to look around 15. No, I'm thinking the ones that look like you know, the you know, Akari and whatever the dude's name is.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're stated to look around 15. Also, the Team Galactic leader, what's his name again?
Cyrus.
Cyrus? He's in his 20s.
I think he's in his 30s.
Canonically, he's in his 20s.
So I will confirm Furt is right. There is an Eevee that's $50 from that set. It was just not listed where it was supposed to.
Okay.
Incidentally, if anybody wants to donate money to the Get Furret a Life-Size Furret Foundation, I would be much appreciated. Furret needs a life-size furret. Although technically, if you go by my lore, like the lore of my character, I already have a life-size furret. Miles has never been privy to the lore of my character, has he?
I also just realized that they have confirmed the black and white characters, supposedly from certain transcripts, have been confirmed to be 14.
Yep.
Yeah, they started to slowly age them up as the games went on, and then for some reason in Sun and Moon they said fuck that and made them 13.
And if I remember correctly, my boy, the best Pokemon protagonist, Wes from Coliseum, is like 15 or 16.
Oh, no, sorry. It was Scarlet and Violet that said fuck that and basically de-aged them again.
And then they're saying that Serena and Callum from X and Y, because of how the translations are from Japanese, they're kind of hinting that they're like 17 or older.
Yep.
So yeah,
as a game,
basically, even though the point is like, everyone makes the joke of like, oh, such and such Pokemon protagonist, 10 years old, and they do so much stuff that no 10-year-old would do. And I'm like, well, actually, most of the Pokemon protagonists aren't even 10 years old. They're older.
I don't think any of them were ever actually 10 years old.
Yeah, even as far back as Gen 1, like I said, they weren't even 10 years old in that. The only 10-year-old Pokemon protagonist, like, out of, like, main characters that the story is about, rather than including rivals like Wally, is just Ash.
Like I said, oh god, my brain. Scarlet Violet. What was the one before that? Sword and Shield. The Japanese, the girl that everyone wanted to be Scottish.
Yeah, I can't remember her name.
Canonically 16.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that have you guys read the manga for like all the Pokemon games? Like,
Of course not.
Crazy. So the Black and White 2 protagonists, the girl is a former Team Galactic member. No, I think Team Plasma. My bad.
It would be Team Plasma. Why would she be Team Galactic?
My brain was thinking the Galactic General Cyrus.
Not Hilda. I can't remember her name though.
No, it's Rosa.
Rosa.
And then the other character, Nate, is a member of the International Police.
So Interpol. Got it.
Yes.
For absolutely no reason whatsoever in the Ruby and Sapphire ones, they made Sapphire, aka May, feral as fuck.
I know they did. That was crazy.
Right down to every time she got angry, she had a fang.
Yeah, she had the fang pointing out of the mouth scenario.
Oh, and N is 20.
That's about right.
That actually checks.
So he was literally trauma dumping to children.
Jeez.
But yeah, Pokemon Arceus, they don't outright tell you the age of the character. They just kind of say
They say like they look around.
17?
They say like they look to be vaguely around 15.
Yeah. But then they came forward like a couple years after the game came out and they said, nah, canonically they're 17. And it's actually very hinted that if you pay attention close enough to the story, whatever the opposite character you don't pick is, like say you pick the girl, the guy has a huge crush on you.
Yep.
It's actually heavily hinted that you're technically playing your own grandparents. Or great-grandparents.
So
I was going to say, is this a Futurama scenario where you become your own grandpa?
Kind of, yeah. Or grandma, or yeah, whichever. But yeah, it was like heavily hinted. They said that they didn't want to like outright state that that's what happens, but there really was no way around it. And I'm sitting here going, sure the fuck there was. Have your antagonist or protagonist go home and maybe not hook up with the dude from the past.
Yeah.
Or girl from the past.
I mean, there was a hidden map in Legends that was the home in modern time, like the room in modern time that was never used. I believe is what I read.
Yep, because the original planned ending was that Arceus was gonna like merge the two into one. Like bring like kind of a like bringing Pokemon to the real world kind of scenario.
I mean, I would have just been like, "Hey, I'll let you go between them at your leisure" scenario. But
Well, I say bringing Pokemon to the. I meant more like to the modern. I don't know. Pokemon Legends Arceus was fucking weird.
Yeah.
well, ZA is just
Like I love that game to death, but the storyline of it was so fucking hard to follow at times.
oh yeah, 100%.
Like, to be fair, about halfway through the fucking game, your character forgets they're even from another world. Like, no real explanation whatsoever. They're just, like, kind of cool with this shit now.
I mean, they kind of just accept that they're there, and there's nothing they can do about it.
So basically, it's an Inuyasha situation.
Yeah, basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right down to staying in the past in the ending.
Well, here's my
Basically,
problem.
yeah.
Legends ZA is called a Legends game, but it's not Legends. It's not like history.
Yeah, it's set in the modern day.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna play ZA, but I'm gonna be honest, it looks like it's gonna be very, very poorly done.
So just like most modern Pokemon games, got it.
I mean, I'm giving it a chance, but I'm not going to jump to... I mean, I'm not going to jump to...
Like, I'm gonna give it a chance just for the fact that they actually delayed this one, which Pokemon games never get delayed.
Well, here's the other thing. We haven't had any fucking news about it, pardon my language, before.
Dude, you don't have to say pardon my language. We swear like sailors on here.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
They didn't give us any fucking news for, like, ages, and they gave us a little news. Not much, but a little bit. And then they basically just go back to no news at all. Like, if this were, like, old, like, Game Freak, Pokemon Company, whatever, they would have already leaked, like, Legend, like, either Megas by now, or something that has to do with the plot.
Supposedly, we are getting a new evolution this time, finally. They just haven't said what it is yet.
That's a rumor that no one knows about. They're running off of an image on Pokemon Company where there's another color on this balloon that's not associated with an evolution that's already been established. I do think it is time because usually evolutions come in pairs, and Sylveon did not have a pair. So
And it is also the year of Eevee.
Yeah, but who knows what they're gonna do? I mean, if they do anything crazy, like the most outlandish thing they can do is make a Mega Eevee.
I didn't even know that they had a theme for this year. And of all the themes they could do, I'm happy it's the year of Eevee.
Yeah, they needed to do Eevee. Eevee needs more love right now.
Because, you know, every year is the year of Pikachu.
Every single thing that you see on news.
A couple years ago was the year of Bidoof.
Oh yeah, on that April Fool's Day where it was all Bidoof themed.
A doof. Taking the doof.
Timon grew. A foundation that brought out
When's the year of Furret, damn it?
When are we going to get the Year of Love disc?
Never.
Can't you feel it?
You wanna know the worst joke that I've heard about Love Disc, and it comes from someone who's known for plagiarizing stuff in hindsight?
Oh god.
It comes from the same guy that was responsible for the Cinemassacre plagiarism controversy, and I've met him in person. Before he started working at Cinemassacre, before he got fired from Cinemassacre for plagiarizing stuff.
Oh god.
So he probably plagiarized this joke as well, because if you look at the roast of the Angry Video Game Nerd that he was at, he plagiarized his roasts from there too. But his name's Newt, and he's known for plagiarizing a lot of stuff. Like, he didn't just plagiarize one review of a movie for the Angry Video Game Nerd for Monster Madness that year. He plagiarized all 31 of them.
Oh jeez.
So they had to scrap all 31 scripts, or at least the remaining 30 or so scripts, and rewrite them all within, like, a day.
That's crazy.
Jesus.
Anyway, the joke that he made about Love Disc, which is the worst joke that I've ever heard about Love Disc, but lives rent-free in my head, because I'm like, God damn it, he's right, even if he didn't come up with this, which he probably didn't, is, you know how everyone's like, oh, you know, the intended design of Love Disc is like you turn it 90 degrees, well, 45 degrees, and, no, 90 degrees, and, it's a heart.
Mm-hmm.
Turn it 90 degrees in the other direction, and it's a nutsack.
Oh god. Yeah, no, there is no way in hell he made that up.
There's no way in. He also probably plagiarized my favorite joke that I've ever heard about Bane from The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh god.
Which is one that I still use to this day, and I don't know where it's probably plagiarized from. Which is saying he sounds like Sean Connery talking through a drive-through speaker. Okay, so we killed the Leviathan.
Hey!
The best part is that now it has to crash on the city.
Oh, great.
Yes, hooray! And then we killed millions. The end.
Luckily, it just happened to land right in front of the tower.
And lady wants to shoot something already.
She's like, I know something fucky's about to happen. This has been a fucky day. Something fucky's gonna happen. I just know it.
And then Dante comes out of the eye.
Yep.
I assume that's the eye.
Yes, that's an eye.
He's having a nice little blood shower right there.
So this is the next stage. If you're asking for a date, forget it. Because I make it a point not to go out with women who shoot me in the head.
Date a demon?
Damn, yo!
Not that desperate.
Damn!
They don't care for guys who stink like blood.
They are so savage to each other. I love it.
Now fuck already!
Like, they make a great battle couple, but canonically, they're never gonna get together. Like, or at least, you know, under Itsuno's direction, they were never going to get together. Because, like, he had, like, in-lore reasons for why Dante never hooked up with Trish, and why Dante never hooked up with Lady.
Ditch the lady. Man, that's nice.
Which is, well, he didn't ditch her. It's just, like, they still work together after this game. Or in the present day, I should say. But Like, he never hooked up with Trish, because Trish looks exactly like his mother, and that's kind of weird to him, and he can't get past that, for obvious reasons.
Yeah, obviously.
And Trish and Lady and Dante never hooked up, because Dante's known to disappear for extended periods of time, and she's not willing to commit to a relationship with someone who's just gonna go MIA.
Makes sense.
I mean, that's fair.
Makes total sense.
And also because Dante's just not the kind of person who would settle down and start a relationship or, like, be tied down by romance. He's, like, as far as we know from events presented in-game, not counting, like, tie-in novels that are of dubious canonicity, Dante's a virgin.
God.
A virgin who gives off massive he fucks like crazy energy.
His brother is the one that's...
Yeah, Virgil's the one who's canonically fucked. Or will canonically fuck after this game. Technically, it's after Devil May Cry 1 that he'll canonically fuck.
Yes.
And then they fucked. Or if you go by Has Been Hotel, and then we fucked, and it was awesome. So anyway, how was your weekend?
How do you feel about
what did you do this weekend?
How do you feel about spiders? Because this level's got a lot of spider demons in it.
As long as they're not scorpions, I'll be cool.
Nah, this one doesn't have scorpions in it. It's just spiders.
I'm temporarily tuning out, as in not looking at the screen.
Yeah, I know that Miles has arachnophobia.
So I'm looking away right now. Thank you for letting me know.
What's even worse is if you give them a chance, they'll spit out swarms of their babies to latch onto you.
Oh gosh, it just sounds horrible.
Good fucking night.
Yeah, for it. If you're, I don't know if you ever got very far in Devil May Cry 1, but if you're not vibing with how that game plays, Devil May Cry 3 is going to feel a lot better. Because Devil May Cry 3 is where they, like, really nailed down how Devil May Cry should play.
Okay.
And the Switch version is the one I would recommend for that one, because they introduced the freestyle system, which is basically, instead of being tied to one of his 4 fighting styles, and only being able to swap at the different shops, you could just tap a button on the D-pad and swap between all 4 of them, like I'm doing right now.
Okay.
And they also added the option to have all of his weapons and guns equipped at once and just cycle between them with the shoulder buttons, instead of having to have max 2 equipped at a time.
Nice.
So yeah, Devil May Cry 3 on Switch is the go-to way to play it.
Okay.
Also, you're not, like, Devil May Cry 3 is a prequel, so you're not missing out on much in terms of story if you go from Devil May Cry 1 to Devil May Cry 3. Because Devil May Cry 2 is one I recommend. Like, most you get is some setup for stuff that's in Devil May Cry 1.
Okay.
And, really, you know,
yeah, no, they're gone for now anyway.
Yeah, they're gone. So yeah,
Miles,
Devil May...
Would I lie to you?
Yes.
Maybe.
Okay, fair. Would I lie to you right now?
Possibly.
Okay, also fair. When it comes to a fellow arachnophobe, my dude, I'm not gonna let you down.
Don't know why you went all jazz there. Sorry, that wasn't jazz. That was, Blaster.
Not knowing who that is, I'll take your
Blaster
word
from
for it.
Transformers.
I figured.
I don't know much about him other than he speaks like a DJ. Which is funny when you remember that Casey Kasem was a regular cast member on Transformers, and yet he didn't voice the one that spoke like a DJ.
Huh.
Yeah, instead he voiced
A lot of the old voice actors.
Instead he voiced Cliff Jumper.
Nice.
In fact, the reason that Cliff Jumper disappears from the series is because Casey Kasem quit the show over a very racist episode that had very negative portrayals of Middle Eastern people because he was of Lebanese descent.
That tracks.
Like, it was an episode that was trying to tackle, like, the, at the time, ongoing, like, situations in Iran. Except it focuses on the fictional Middle Eastern country of Carbambia.
Oh my god.
That's not bad. That ain't even fucking cool. I ain't okay with that one. You're right. I think I have at least 12 things wrong with that whole thing. That's fucked up.
How many of those guys does he carry around in this freaking giant little bottle there?
I mean, he's not carrying enemies inside there. It's like he releases spirits from it as an attack.
Still, how many spirits does he have in that thing, I wonder?
I mean, do spirits occupy a physical amount of space that you can only compress a certain amount into?
Good question.
Tune in next time for the answer.
I'm no ghost expert. I'm not a ghost boost there. Which reminds me, next time I do a model debut for like a big new model, which will probably be whenever I get a 2D model for Maxine, which is gonna be a while off. I've been planning on like doing a karaoke stream or like a karaoke segment of my next model debut, whenever that is. Not saying I have one coming up, but the karaoke, the twist is that the karaoke would be the entirety of the Super Ghostbusters album.
Oh my gosh.
Which I found karaoke tracks for the entire album.
I'm scared and slightly aroused.
Yeah, I showed you a bit of Super Ghostbusters a while ago for it. It's the one where it's that Swedish guy singing over the same MIDI track for Ghostbusters for like 20 minutes.
Oh god.
Just singing improvised nonsense like, Ghostbusters, they're back in town, you need to pee, that is so crazy.
I forgot that existed.
Or,
Actually, now that you mention it, I probably should go pee.
One of my favorites that me and JKR reference a lot, that me and my friends in general reference a lot, being I poisoned, they water supply, now everyone dead. Whoops.
I don't know why, but that reminds me of like the one fucking joke from Flintstones Viva Rock Vegas.
Oh yeah, the guy that's going to kill all the dinosaurs.
There's gonna be spiders.
As shitty as that fucking movie is, that line kills me every time.
And yes, there are gonna be spiders here.
I have systematically poisoned the dinosaurs' water supply. In a matter of years, they will all be extinct. Okay, that's terrible, but not what I'm getting at.
Yeah, so we just found an ambrosia. We just found an ambrosia. Are we gonna make salad with it? Also, by ambrosia, they mean the forbidden fruit.
Nice.
Fruit that mankind is forbidden to even touch is said to unlock the door to paradise. They don't go, like, hardcore on the Christianity symbolism in Devil May Cry games. It's more so they draw inspiration from, like, bits of fiction that was inspired by Christianity. Like, a lot of the, for, you know, as minimal as Devil May Cry 1's plot is, it's inspired by Dante's Inferno. Which is why Dante is named Dante, and his brother is named Virgil.
That tracks.
I think I'm gonna try to stream sometime tomorrow.
Ooh, you should. And you should use that model I made you, like, 2 years ago.
If I have it on this freaking computer, yeah.
I can send it to you again. I still have the file.
Yeah, maybe I'll use it. I
That's
haven't
what
decided
about
if I'm
it.
gonna use things like that yet. I'm like in the middle of like an in-between undeciding things, but I can't decide if I want to play freaking Arceus because I'm trying to get every shiny to get the shiny Enamorous without feeling like I've been handed a freebie. Or if I want to do something else like Unite or something fun.
Don't tune back in just yet, Miles, because I'm currently shooting a bunch of baby demon spiders with an anti-tank rifle.
Gotcha.
Okay, they're all gone.
And it's safe for now.
Yes.
Okay, I'm back on.
That's
Oh,
it
no,
for the
spider.
That's it for the spider enemies for this stage.
Okay. Or did you ever play Unite?
Pokemon Unite.
Pokemon Unite? Oh, no.
Yeah.
I don't play much of the mobile stuff.
It's not mobile though.
It's on
Not
Switch.
mobile. Yeah, my brain.
Oh.
Yeah, it's on Switch.
Either way, I've never played it.
I'm trying to get people to play with me so I can have a group of people that know what they're doing.
I mean, I could play it with you, but the caveat is that I wouldn't know what the fuck I'm doing because I suck at competitive multiplayer games.
I was gonna say, I'll be honest with you, Miles. I don't even know what I'm doing right now.
It's very easy because all you literally do is just score goals.
Was it like soccer?
Things. Basically, yeah, you collect these orbs by fighting Pokemon. And the goal is to score goals using the orbs into they're like giant rings. And as you score, this little counter around the circle, the goal, will count down until it hits 0. Once it hits 0, it breaks that hoop. And you continue forward. And over time, your goal is to basically prevent them from scoring by fighting them and continue scoring until you beat them, basically. It's really simple.
So it's like League of Legends if it wasn't shit. Got it.
Yes. And each Pokemon is decent. Like, I think they have like a lot of free like trial Pokemon. So they don't force you to buy any unless you want to. So like each week there's a whole bunch of Pokemon that are rental, basically.
Are they shit rentals like they were in Pokemon Stadium?
No. They're actually fairly decent. So like 1 week you may end up getting Suicune for a rental. 1 week you may get like Snorlax, which is really good. It just depends on what type you want to go for. Like if you're a defender, a attacker, a support, that sort of thing. And they always give you at least one of each for rental.
But what if you're an asshole?
Are there late fees if you don't return the rentals in time?
No.
Do you have to
be like Team Rocket and just steal the fucker?
Do you have to rewind the rentals before you return them?
No, but if it's for it gets charged a fee.
Or it gets what?
Charged a fee.
I mean, that's
tax.
Damn that furret tax.
I know, right?
It gets me every time.
Yeah, no wonder. No wonder you don't do a lot of things to get you the fur attack.
Is the fur tax anything like the cheese tax?
Yes.
Do you guys
I
even
don't get any cheese.
do you guys know what the cheese tax is?
Yes, I remember that.
It's where you have to give a cat a piece of cheese every time.
Cat?
No, it's where you have to give a dog a piece of cheese anytime you're making anything with cheese.
I didn't know that cats were in the cheese tax. I thought it was
Some dogs are into some cats are into cheese. I know Olive doesn't like cheese, but she loves peanut butter.
Barry loves sardines.
The cat loves fish. Who would have thunk?
No, he hates everything but sardines.
Does he hate cat food?
He hates most cat food. It has to
Does
be
he hate
specific
you?
brand. No.
To be
Then-
fair, most cats love anything dairy related.
Sardines aren't dairy related.
I was more or less going back to the cheese thing.
No, Barry hates yogurt. Toby loves yogurt. Barry loves sardines. Toby hates sardines. Barry likes whipped cream. But no, he likes sour cream. Weirdly. He likes one of the two.
There's a big difference between whipped cream and sour cream, my dude.
I think it's whipped cream he likes.
Like-
I think I'm just getting things.
That I think that means I shouldn't trust you with my ice cream toppings because you would probably put sour cream on it.
No. You shouldn't trust my sister.
Which one?
Middle sister.
That doesn't tell me which one.
Hey.
Okay.
She made cookies with salt instead of sugar.
Oh. Anyways, Furret's not going to be okay for this next boss.
Oh no, yeah, Ferd's gonna go crazy. Add another one to the shirt.
I'm not okay for this next boss. Her name's Nevin.
I remember this one.
Hi, I'm Furret. You're welcome. I mean, hi.
Yeah, it is. You'll be nice to me, won't you?
Of course I will. I'll treat you so nicely. You'll never want to leave.
I already don't.
Instancer.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
He was taking his goddamn pants off. I can't be the only one.
Yeah, that's the gag.
Come on, sugar.
Yeah, I am not okay for Nevin, and I think it should be obvious why.
Sexy vampire girl?
Sexy, succubus girl.
Oh,
Weirdly, acts as a vampire.
I was close.
Well, in a lot of bits of fiction, succubi are treated as, like, a lesser vampire species.
Yeah. Either way, would.
Yeah, 100% would. It's also implied that she got it on with Dante's father at one point.
So, I think we're all in agreement here. Smash?
Smash, absolutely. Smash like the hammer of Thor.
100%.
And you'll be happy to hear that, like, the way you get weapons in Devil May Cry 3 is, like, when you beat a boss, they turn in, except for Virgil, of course, they turn into a weapon that you use. You'll probably like the concept of the weapon that she turns into. Because it's, like, one of the coolest fucking things that Devil May Cry has ever given us.
Oh, Lord.
And yet it's a weapon that I don't use all that often because it's really tricky to use. Like, apparently it's overpowered if you can figure out how to use it properly, but that takes a lot of trial and error. It's okay. I totally meant to die just so we could see that opening cutscene again. Nah, I'm kidding. I fucked up. I forgot that.
We were denied the almost booba.
Fun fact: there's two versions of a not safe for work mod for Devil May Cry 5 that involves Trish. One of which there's two versions of it, both of which are, you know, removing the clothing, but one of which also recolors her to look like Nevin.
Someone's naughty.
Oh, I will not at all deny that. I resemble that remark.
Uh-oh, someone's naughty.
No. Someone's naughty.
Oh, yeah, Courage the Dog moment.
What was that, Miles?
Courage the Cowardly Dog moment.
Yes, that was my granny's favorite episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog, because she just loved the way that Freaky Fred said naughty. My granny loved Courage the Cowardly Dog. She loved Eustace. She loved Muriel. She liked a lot of old Cartoon Network stuff rather than the old Nickelodeon stuff. One of her favorite things from, like, old school Cartoon Network was Johnny Bravo, just because of the way he would say, "Mama!" whenever he was scared.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Damn, she is rough.
Yeah, Nevin's usually seen as a pretty difficult boss.
Because no one can beat her. You don't want to. If you beat her, she dies. If you beat her, she fall down, go boom.
I wonder if we're ever gonna get another Devil May Cry game, though.
That's up in the air at the moment because Itsuno left Capcom last year. And prior to that, the reason we didn't get a new Devil May Cry was because he was all in, you know, all hands on deck working on Dragon's Dogma 2, which was like his dream project to get made.
Yeah.
And then after that was done, he was like, my work here is done. I can now leave Capcom. Like, the two things he wanted to get done before he left Capcom were Devil May Cry 5 and Dragon's Dogma 2.
I mean, they can always give it to another person.
I mean, Hideki Kami is working with Capcom now on Okami 2. They could, given that he created the... Well, he would hate if I said created, because he... you know, correctly views video games as a team effort rather than just being one person.
Sorry. Okami 2?
Yes, that was announced at the Game Awards last year.
How am I just now finding out about this?
Okami 2 and...
Okami 2.
Well, it's untitled Okami sequel.
Yeah.
Amaratsu's coming back?
Amaterasu is coming back.
Best Pupper is coming back?
Yes. With the original director working on it with his brand new studio.
This was made for it today, confirmed.
Happy Furret noises.
But he also directed the original Devil May Cry. So given that he's working with Capcom again, now that he's no longer at Platinum Games, they could always task him with directing a new Devil May Cry.
Mm-hmm.
That game actually trademarked the old meme, press X to bark.
Yep.
You almost got her, Ari. You can do it.
I got lucky there.
Speaking of press X to bark, I genuinely cannot wait for the Fuwawa Coco video game. Is that how you say it? Fuwawa Coco? Fuwa Coco?
Fue Coco?
The two girls that always go bow bow.
Oh, Fuwamoko.
Fuwamoko, not Coco. Yeah, Moko.
Yeah, Coco is gone from Hololive and has been for years.
Gotcha.
Hololive is losing a lot of people right now to graduation.
Yeah. A lot of people are wondering whether Gura, or should I say Senzawa now, is going to join V-Shoujo like two former Hololive members ended up doing.
Possible.
It's possible, but, you know, no one's saying anything yet. And also, even V-Shoujo is losing Matara Khan in a few days.
Well, theirs was like a negotiation.
Yeah, it was a contract negotiation that, like, they couldn't come to terms on it, so they're parting ways with her.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately.
Yeah, but they're like V-Shoujo's whole the thing that makes V-Shoujo so good to work for as a corpo VTuber company is they let you keep your IP and all the stuff related to it when you leave the company. So like she gets to keep the Matara Khan branding, she gets to keep the model. She just and she's still allowed to collab with V-Shoujo members. So it's not like
I would be very.
I was just gonna say it's not like you know, when someone graduates Hololive and they're basically like unpersoned from the company. Or same thing for Niji Sanji.
Demon Dice is part of the, or not Demon Dice, sorry, Mori Calliope's part of Hololive, right?
Yes, yeah. She is. She was part of the same group as Gura, the first generation of Hololive English.
Genuinely makes me worry if she ever leaves.
Like she said that she's actually happy with Hololive's with like how Hololive currently works. So she's not planning on leaving anytime soon.
Well, she's making some crazy.
I was gonna say the news that, you know, the V-Shoujo guys don't lose their stuff. That actually makes me feel better, because if Monarch were to leave, I would hate for them to destroy the character of Monarch.
They would.
Yeah.
She probably would buy the ownership if she had to.
Oh yeah, no. Miles doesn't know. Amelie is actually my #1 crush.
Okay, I believe that.
I have a huge crush on Amelie, to the point where when I got to meet her in real life, I almost died.
Jeez. Apparently ferrets can have crushes.
You say that like ferrets aren't capable of love.
Yeah. Hey, wait, what the
How
fuck?
do I know if they are or not? I mean, they have. I mean, and again, I guess that makes sense.
When a mommy ferret and a daddy ferret love each other very much, they have an egg. It's never explained how.
Or sometimes it's a mommy ferret and a daddy waylord.
That's a skitty, bro.
It technically it can be anything in a waylord.
Not any.
Or a mommy
egg group.
Or a mommy ferret and a daddy ditto. Or a mommy ditto and a daddy ferret. honestly, that shit is just weird anyway. But still,
And
Ferrets can love.
To use the other option, I would have been very confused if you said.
This took a weird fucking turn.
Basically, Pokemon breeding is weird, and technically we still don't know where Pokemon eggs come from.
Come from freaking bombardiers. That's where they come from.
Dude, you can't say deer on stream.
Yeah, it's like saying moron on the radio. It'll get you banned. It'll get you raided by the FCC.
Oh shit. I didn't say bombardier, the bird. The fucking stork.
Oh, I honestly forgot there was a goddamn fucking stork Pokemon now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally a stork. That's where you get the freaking eggs from, the stork.
Look, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I don't remember shit from Scarlet and Violet other than the girl that goose steps.
I remember.
Because her boots are so ridiculously high and tight.
Wait.
I've never played Scarlet and Violet. I don't intend to. The only thing I remember from it is that there's basically a VTuber gym leader.
Yeah.
Technically, she's not a VTuber, she's a streamer, but she looks like a VTuber.
I know, and when they were doing the English dub, Amelie was actually supposed to voice her, but ended up dropping out due to contractual reasons.
That makes sense.
Yeah, of course you would know that. You know a lot more than I do about that.
Well, of course he knows stuff about his waifu.
My real life waifu, actually.
Your real lifeu waifu.
I don't watch VTubers that often.
Yeah, I can tell because you don't watch me very often.
Hey,
Well,
I've been
okay.
trying to be.
Here's the thing with Amelie. She's a VTuber, but she's also a very famous voice actress.
And singer.
I listened.
And singer, yes.
I listened to Amelie way back before she became popular, believe it or not. Like, very popular.
Are you
Dude, you wanna go down this road? Okay, let me snap my neck for a second.
Probably beat me on this one for it, but
Not only can I tell you I've probably listened to Amelie before she was famous, I've actually interviewed Amelie before she was famous.
Oh damn, that's cool.
She was one of the guest stars that we had on my old talk show back in the day. The Nerds Talking Show.
That's unique.
Yeah. I can literally pull the I knew her before she was famous card.
There's only one person I can pull on the I knew them before they were famous card, and you know who it is?
You.
No, it's not me. I'm not famous.
Who is it then?
Clay Aiken.
Is it me? Oh. How'd you know Clay Aiken before he was famous?
When my mom was going to college for her teaching degree, she had some classes with Clay Aiken before he went on American Idol.
Oh, nice.
You mentioned that a long time ago.
And that's how I met him.
Yeah, I have her autograph on like 3 different things.
You want to know the funny part of my, knowing Clay Aiken before he was famous story, given, how Clay Aiken's life turned out? And this isn't bad, it's just funny.
Okay.
With, how friendly my mom and Clay Aiken were with each other and how excited she was that he was on American Idol, I thought that, they were going to get married.
Wait, what?
Aww.
Which, now that we know that Clay Aiken is gay...
Right.
I mean, I know a few people that became are getting more, I guess, more, well known in the voice acting community.
Mm-hmm.
they started doing Minecraft, like voice acting for a Minecraft YouTuber, and then they started branching out to animes and other video games.
Nice.
I think one of them just got in a very, very like well-known game. Hold on, let me check what they did recently. 'Cause even I was kind of like, "What the hell is this shit?" when I saw it, because I never had seen this game before. All right, let me see what I can find here.
Yeah, with
hold on.
with Amelie.
Runner.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say the guy that I know, like most recently, he voiced character in Ghost Runner 2.
Nice.
I can't remember what else he's done, unfortunately. But I think he actually played one thing that I think, Ari would laugh about too, but...
Well, tell me, don't keep me in suspense.
It's one of those games that's like really, really like got like someone that like monologue like...
Just tell me.
Stanley Parable.
Stanley Parable, awesome.
No, it sounds like it. It's not Stanley Parable.
Oh.
But it's the same idea. There's a narrator that's like, "What the heck are you doing? Why are you breaking this and this and this?" That type of thing. Let me see if I can find his name and just Google and see if I can find it.
This had better be worth it with all the build-up you're doing.
Yeah.
Do they have it?
There we go.
No, it's not. That's definitely not him. It's the same name, which is ridiculous.
Sweet.
Aww.
Did he ever
Wouldn't you?
play the game that he's in?
All right. I'll help you. Your father was a handsome
Did he get another dog? Yep, they have another dog.
but you're no slouch.
Lo and behold, the last time I talked to him,
So she's not dead?
She turns into, you're about to see it.
Girl, Digivolve to Guitarmon!
Literal electric guitar, that's also a scythe.
Ah. That is awesome. Furret approves.
he's deleted a lot of his old posts, apparently.
There we go, Nevin. Dante can control bats by jamming on this curious guitar. Its sickle attack is deadly.
But yeah, when I met Amelie last December, my mom actually bought me one of her autographs and a photo op with her as my Christmas present.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because she knew how much of a crush on Amelie I had. Her exact words were, "This better be worth it."
Was it?
Oh, hell yeah. I had her sign my U2's figure of Monarch.
Welcome back.
And then I also got her to sign a copy of One Piece Red and, I don't remember the name of the anime. My Dress-Up Darling. Curiously, she has said that she doesn't sign a whole lot of Blu-rays.
Interesting.
Yeah, you would think she'd have signed a lot of copies of My Dress-Up Darling, but nope.
Ari, have you ever heard of Dude Stop?
No.
It's a game where you literally do stuff and It reminds me a bit of like that.
A game where you do stuff. That could...
Where you like break things and you do the opposite of what he tells you to do.
Okay.
He apparently is the narrator, and he also is in Ghost Runner 2, which is most recently.
His own son.
So, and he does the voice for Aphmau's characters and stuff. So he's got a decent range.
Another interesting random Amelie fact is that she was almost going to voice Miku when they were doing the Hatsune Miku movie stuff, but they opted out of ever having an English dub of that movie.
Perhaps because she's your daughter. Did some pesky fatherly love get in your way?
She's actually very pissed about that because Hatsune Miku is apparently one of her dream roles.
To further your study of the black arts, you sacrificed your loving wife.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy right here.
As well. Knowing this.
So I'm reading from Austin John Plays. He does a lot of Nintendo content. He went to go trade some of his Switch systems in to find out that there's so many people trading them in at a local shop that 2 of his consoles and 3 lights, which are pretty expensive, are going for $300 total.
Both demons.
So 5 Switches for $300. That's ridiculous.
Shut.
Wait, is Austin St. John?
No, not Austin. Not Austin St. John. Austin John.
Austin John. Yeah, Austin John. Yeah, sorry, Austin John Plays. Is he the guy you were talking about?
Which no,
Oh,
not the
I was
one.
gonna say, I didn't.
The voice
Yeah, I was
actor,
just-
the voice actor.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't know he broke into voice acting recently.
No.
And yeah, I didn't mean Austin St. John. I meant Austin John Plays.
Yeah, not the guy who decided, you know what would be perfect for my t-shirt line of quotes from famous historical figures? Put some Hitler quotes on there.
Like I'm gonna send you the guy I was talking about originally about the voice acting, so you can get a feel. Do I have you added on this Discord? Probably not.
Do you not know how to send a message on Discord?
Well, no, but I'm on 3 different Discords, or it feels like half the time. This is the guy. Oh, it won't let me do it because we don't share a server, supposedly.
Are you even in my server?
This one's not. For it, accept the friend request.
Oh, stop. You're making me get up and do stuff, man. Do you have any idea how hard that is for me on a Friday night?
But you're a ferret. You'll live. You're on an escalator for forever.
That's a slinky, you racist bastard.
No. The ferret going up the escalator live stream where it only ended when the Sinnoh remakes were announced.
Yeah, it was popular.
I don't remember this, but okay.
It was a meme. It was this looping animation of a ferret going up an escalator while one of the songs from one of the Pokemon games played, and it was a 24/7 loop of that going on for years until Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl were announced.
Yeah.
Nice.
Which, in hindsight, kind of shitty outcome for a way for that to end.
Now everyone's waiting for a repeat performance for another game with a ferret.
Put Furret on there until Gen 5 good Gen 5 remakes come out. Because the Monkey's Paw thing was like, oh, we want Sinnoh remakes. We didn't specify we wanted good ones.
Yeah.
Am I the only human being alive that actually kind of enjoyed those?
You're a human being? I thought you were a ferret.
The answer to that, the answer to that is they're fine as their own games. It's just they are loyal remakes of Diamond and Pearl in the worst way possible. As in, they don't include any of the good stuff that was added in Platinum that everybody loved. And also, they were so focused on making them accurate to the gameplay experience of Diamond and Pearl that they even copied some of the glitches from Diamond and Pearl because they were copying the exact code.
Speaking of Platinum, my friend was selling some of her Pokemon games, and I got my Emerald copy from her, but I also got Platinum from her.
Nice.
I straight up was just like, I don't want to play Brilliant Diamond unless I have to, which now I frickin' do, because if I want to get frickin' shiny from it, I have to.
Yeah, I've never understood how you're supposed to use Nevin as, like, a good weapon, which is why I never use it outside of breaking, like, this one statue that can only be broken with Nevin.
It seems like it's a challenge to break it with Nevin.
Yeah, because Nevin doesn't work like the other weapons do. It's got, like, its own, like, passive abilities that you have to figure out.
I remember frickin' in BDSP, you could glitch your way to Shaman before you could even get the item for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a shiny Shaman, so I don't ever need to go back.
You can also accidentally glitch yourself outside of the world map and be stuck in the void.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the music. Kier's mentioning how bad the music was. Yeah, I remember how they didn't even have a full, like, soundtrack for the game when it released. It was like beta music or something.
I mean, I've heard worse music in fully released games. Like, if you want some really bad music for a game series known for having good music, look at the soundtrack to Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood.
Here, don't they still have like the Oak Letter? Like, can't you still, like, try to get that to get Shaman, or they actually, like, cancel that distribution fully? I can't remember.
The event passed.
To be fair,
that's so stupid they don't keep that one going.
Yes, it is stupid that Pokemon events that are limited time are still a thing.
Yeah,
agreed.
Shaman, like, I think the only way to get shiny Shaman now is Pokemon Go.
At least until the next time they release Shaman.
Which might not happen anytime soon.
It's also stupid that out of all the legendaries that are historically tied to events, the hardest to get a hold of in the West has always been Celebi.
I love my Celebi. I never have to hunt it again. I'm so happy.
Like, up until the Game Boy, like, the 3DS eShop releases of Gen 2, it was, like, stupid hard to get Celebi outside of Japan.
Well, Celebi never had an event in the US ever.
Yes, I know. That's why it's stupid. Like,
and
there were multiple Celebi events throughout multiple generations, and almost none of them came to the West.
We didn't get one, I think, until Heart Gold, I think, or that generation era, because that was...
Like, anytime they would do a Celebi event, for whatever reason, it was Japan only.
Yeah, and then you couldn't shiny hunt 99% of them, because they didn't have they were locked. So, the only time you could shiny hunt a Celebi, and the first ever shiny huntable Celebi, I think, depending on when Pokemon Go did their shiny Celebi event, if it was before the virtual shop release, that'd be the first. If not, then the virtual shop Crystal would have been the first shiny huntable Celebi.
Like, it's really stupid because it's like, out of all of the Pokemon that could be basically region locked for multiple generations across decades, why Celebi?
I mean, we haven't seen Dick Cheney since Black and White, so I mean that's another thing as well.
I'm not well,
and it wasn't even shiny huntable.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about like one where they consistently do events in Japan and nowhere else. It's like, why Celebi of all Pokemon?
Well,
because of the reason.
The old.
I know why. Because it's a time release Pokemon.
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah, that didn't work, Ferret. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the punchline didn't match the setup.
I'll go sit in the timeout corner.
Yeah, 3 minutes, Ferret. 3 minutes. But the hardest Pokemon to get for the longest time was Manaphy.
Yeah.
Manaphy was like the biggest fuck you.
Yeah, I got Manaphy, but I can't get Manaphy ever again.
Yeah.
Because not only was it you could only get it through Pokemon Ranger, but you could only get one per cartridge.
Yeah.
And it's not like, oh, I'll just erase my save file and start over. No, it's permanently locked from that cartridge ever getting another Manaphy egg again.
Yeah, and then they gave it away on BDSP, but it wasn't shiny huntable. And then the only way now to get it is to, I think, complete the BDSP Dex and Home to get the shiny variation. Which, to even shiny
Spiders coming up.
Spiders, I'm looking away. So only way to get
Spiders.
Wow. One way to get the shiny Manaphy, even in that generation, was you had to get the egg and then trade it to somebody, and then that unshiny locks it from your game, and you just gotta trade back and forth and hatch it and trade again, and then again, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yes.
Alright, after this stage, I'm thinking we'll call it a night, because I'm trying to get my sleep schedule back in order after I threw it off on Wednesday night.
You threw off your groove?
I threw off my groove, yes. I was up until 4 a.m. scrolling through YouTube shorts.
Dude. Does Miles have an outro? We need to work on an outro.
No, he doesn't have an outro.
Nope, I never do.
Ready to see how he activates the generator?
Hold on, let's see this.
I don't know how to do JKR's outro. He plays the football.
The best part is thinking about what if he was just like a few degrees off and missed.
Yeah.
Like he goes through all that and he misses and he's like, well, fuck. What do I do now?
The only thing you can do, cry.
You can do more than cry. You can curse yourself. You can hit the wall. You can do other things. You're not only crying.
Yeah, you can bitch and moan. You can blame Miles for it, like I do.
Why do you? I forgot why you do that. It's
Because you're
been a long
easy
time.
to, because you're an easy target. That's why.
Ouch, dude. I don't blame you for things.
That's
Yes,
a bold-faced lie.
Yes, because you're the nice one.
Everyone blames me for everything. They just don't know it.
What does blame the ferret?
Oh, sure. Blame the ferrets.
I mean, you kind of told us to blame you, so.
That's fair.
Oh,
I did do that.
Well, that was cool.
look who's back.
Back again?
Is it shady? Tell a friend?
No.
That man. Did you kill
Look,
him?
honey, if you're gonna point a gun at me. Just fuck already!
Shut up! He was obsessed with becoming the devil. So much he killed his own wife. For that,
He's not
he butchered
dead,
innocent
probably,
people too.
Oh no, not at all.
Vile kind of creature.
The sexual tension between them is so thick, the fucking knife won't cut it.
Nah. Shooting at each other is how they fuck.
Hot.
To top it off, that filthy scum is my father.
Well, we have something.
Oh yeah, and a detail in Devil May Cry 3 that Furret hasn't been here for, but that I pointed out before, is usually in the intro cutscene for every stage, you see some sort of, like, background detail that shows what level you're on. And in this case, the blood streaks for Arkham's corpse there form an 11 for stage 11.
Oh, wow.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's clever.
Aren't you gonna shoot? Well, that's a switch.
Just go. I don't care anymore.
Oh, honey.
Yeah, that's her father, and she was the one who wanted to kill him.
It says
Oh.
besides.
Yeah, it does look like it says besides.
But I mean, to be fair, that was kind of sad. So now we do need to be sads.
Yep, B-sads.
That's just perfect time.
Alright. Let's see who we're raiding tonight, boys.
Hey, raid! Also, I need to get onto the Twitch chat thing so I can do the thing.
Yep.
I need to hook up all my equipment for tomorrow.
We are raiding Level 99 Gaming Wiz, who is playing Final Fantasy XIV.
Oh, hell yeah.
Not Final Fantasy XIV, Final Fantasy XI.
Oh, dang.
Oh, shit. Blast from the past.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you to all three of my co-hosts tonight for joining me. I'll see you guys tomorrow night with some more No More Heroes 3. Until then, unpleasant dreams.
Please allow us to fuck off.
Good night, everybody.